53 Jamz. We have Mr. Omar Gooding. You guys may know him as Sweet Pea from Baby Boy, but he is more than that. He's a rapper, he's a comedian, and he is on tour. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes. Well, you just did it. And you did a well job. But I can't hear myself in these. I don't know if these are on or not. But I'll take them off. We don't need them.
Yeah, no, they can hear you.
Oh, as long as they can hear me, man. It's Omar Gooding. I'm on tour with the We Out Here comedy tour. Myself, Charles Allen, Charlie Mack. We're going city to city. We've been everywhere so far, but we still got a lot more everywhere left. We're doing tomorrow night. We won't have Charlie Mack with us, but Charles Allen, who's driving up as we speak. And if he's listening, man, shout out to you, man. Pay attention to the road. Stop giggling because he's giggling every time I'm talking. He's one of them type of dudes. And we will see you tomorrow at the Up Above venue, 7151 Office City Drive, Houston, Texas, 77087. If you need the zip code. I know
yes, you give them the exact
Texas
address.
Yeah, Texas is big. You know, you got to make sure you tell them exactly where to go. But show starts at 7:30. It'll probably be a black 7:30, so you get there about 8.
Okay, we appreciate the honesty.
Yeah, it'll be a black 7:30 show.
All right, so tell us about this tour. How's it been going so far? It's called the We Out Here.
The We Out Here. It's We Out Here because we go to city to city and then we pull up on them. A lot of people say, "Oh yeah, you said you was coming, but is you really out here?" Yes, we out here. We out here. It started off really, I say about a year ago, me doing strong stand-up comedy. You know what I'm saying? Where for my whole career, people that don't know, I've been a child actor since I was 9 years old.
Yeah, you was on Disney and Nickelodeon.
All of that. When I was 12 years old, I started a show called Wild and Crazy Kids. And I was, we did that for 3 years, right? 12 to 15. When I was 15, I did a show called Hang with Mr. Cooper. That was on Channel 7 or ABC, part of the TGI Friday. Wait before your time, girl. Just listen and nod. And we did that for 5 years. And then when that ended, one of the executive producers from that show started a new show called Smart Guy. And Smart Guy went for another 3 years. And then I look up, and I'm 24 years old, and John Singleton is calling me to tell me he's got a movie script for me.
And what movie is that?
A movie called Baby Boy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so I shaved my head, did some push-ups, and pulled up.
Yeah, because when I got here, I was like, wait a minute.
He said, first of all, he was bald and he was thinner.
I was like,
24 years ago, boo-boo. Okay, I'm a grown
your head grew back.
Yeah, you got to.
I said, that don't look like Sweet Pea. And you got the sunglasses on. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, until I take this belt off, but that's another story. That's Sweet Pea. Put it down. No, but it's cool, man. So I did all that TV, and then I've done movies, plays. I do music. We just played a song. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But the cool thing was, when one thing hits, one door closes, another one opens up, right? So when the pandemic hit, a lot of us were just uncertain with life. Well, all of us really were. We didn't know what to expect. You know what I'm saying?
Who was us?
Us, the world. You knew what to expect. You was just young. You was like, oh, it'll pass. No, a lot of us were scared as hell. We didn't know if the world was ending or what. You know
That's
what I mean?
true. So, and it's still going on.
You know what I mean?
So yeah.
And a lot of industries shut down. So with us, I did this one film called AM Radio, which is a movie. When I advertised, people thought I had an AM radio show. I'm like, no, it's an actual movie called AM Radio. Yeah, and I was one of the assistant directors, one of the editors, one of the producers, and I'm the lead throughout the whole thing.
So that's your movie.
It's me. It's all me, and it's a really powerful piece. Shout out to Ricky Burchell, the writer, the rest of the director, for the film. And anyway, so it was like one of those things where we thought we were going to be working, but then we figured a way around it. It opened up new doors for me. I'm like, oh, now I'm editing. Now I'm helping with directing and the casting and all this type of stuff.
You're doing more work than you were.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So then the most recent thing that happened was this actors and writers strike that shut Hollywood down as well.
So I've heard.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that?
Hey,
as a Hollywood actor.
Hey, but I feel great. Initially, so we'll take the whole journey then. So initially I was pissed. All right. Now I just signed a deal with Disney, right, to star in a new series called Saturdays. Saturdays is streaming right now on Disney Plus. It is about the roller skating culture in Chicago. So we all learned how to JB roller skate and get it in like Usher out there. Like we literally took 6 months worth of classes, lessons. Roller skate, like serious, tough. Shout out Golden Brooks. Shout out that whole cast, all black cast. Showrunner Norman Vance did an awesome job. But then the strike hit, and they stopped. They canceled a lot of shows. They weren't bringing stuff back. All them lessons for nothing. My knees are still mad at me about that. So I can slide on them now. Potato chip, I'm out there getting you. So this writer strike happened, and a lot of things. It was like, okay, this show, we're waiting to see if it comes back. It doesn't come back. What else are you going to do? So I start I actually had a comedy club before the pandemic that I was just hosting and presenting. And I say that just because it was like it was a crutch when you're able to go up there, say a couple of jokes, and if they don't work, I'll just be like, all right, bring it up the next comic.
Yeah.
I don't have to try to push through it or just walk off stage awkwardly, you know? And then my friend Charles Allen was like, yo, bro, why don't you try doing a whole set? You know, push through it. Yeah, we gonna call your name up. You ain't just hosting. You gotta be up there 15, 20 minutes. You gotta make them laugh.
Yeah, that's a challenge.
You know,
so
and my first response, I was like, hell no. But then I thought about it. I said, yo, man up, man, ain't nothing to it but to do it. And I got up there and it felt like I was only up there 10 minutes. Like it went by so fast to me. And when I was like, all right, sorry, y'all, that's my time. Yeah. And I said, that's my time. And they all went, oh. And I was like, oh, shoot. I was like, but I'll be back again. You know, like, all right. They gave me, good ovation. And when I got off, I talked about it. I said, damn, I was only up there for like 10 minutes. He said, no, bro, you was up there for 20 minutes. I said, damn. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And the rest, after that, it was like, okay, now it's easy. It's easy. Once I realized that it's what I do. I mean, it's really what I've been doing my whole life. You give me a mic, you put me in front of a crowd, sitcoms back in the day with live studio audiences, I've done play, I've won awards.
Yeah, tell us about, because you're on a lot of sitcoms, including Barbershop, so tell us a little bit about
Barbershop,
those.
the series, we did that was another one-off. Barbershop was cool, but that wasn't a live studio office. Now, the thing about Barbershop is, if you've seen Barbershop, the movie, it's going to be an entirely different fan base if you ever watch the one season of Barbershop, the series on Showtime, because it was Showtime. And if you've seen the Showtime series, that's not for children. That's not for Nana can't watch that. That's not the same audience and fan base.
So it's not like the movie.
Like the movie. Okay. Nah. We get
we got to subscribe to see that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, and I think that's why it didn't last. At the end of the day, the whole fan base, it was a brand new fan base. It was like, no, we used to bring in, when you said Barbershop, I got the kids in front of us.
Barbershop is family friendly.
Yeah, I had to turn this off. So that's how that went. But
a lot of upset parents.
Exactly. Going, what is this? So, but with Wild and Crazy Kids, and not so much, well, Wild and Crazy Kids was kind of live. But with Hank Cooper and Smart Guy, we had live studio audiences, which was fun. Ain't nothing like a live audience. We'll take you through the whole week, and a whole week's worth of work. Over the weekend, we would get our scripts. Monday, we would come in and do our table read. Now, after the table read, you pretty much hit. Tuesday, you come in, you do the blocking. Now, the blocking is basically where you find where you're gonna sit and everybody, move around and stuff, come up with other jokes based on the blocking. Wednesday, you start doing run-throughs, which means the whole writers and all the directors are watching every scene in a row, like the show would go. Mm-hmm. Thursday, you do the same thing, but now with the studio watching. And they make their final notes. And then Friday, you bring in the live audience. Then you do an early show with the live audience. And we're always nervous. It's like, oh, you don't want to mess up, right? Mm-hmm. But the live audience wants you to mess up. They want to see what it's like when they're not perfect, like when you see it on TV. And we never realized that. They're waiting on it. And we make a mistake. Oh, sorry, wrong line. And they burst out laughing and clapping. And we're like, oh, it makes us feel better because we thought they were going to be like, oh, boo.
No, they laughing at you.
They're like, yeah, exactly. Either way, I saw him. He didn't say that line right. I was at that live taping.
Oh, yeah, they talk about you.
But once we realized that's what they was here for, man, and, it kind of takes the monkey off the back, but you still want to be perfect, So doing live shows like that was fun, but it's nothing like the stand-up world where
Do you think the live shows prepared you for stand-up?
A little bit, but there was also no safety net. You know what I'm saying? Even a live show, like I said, you make a mistake, everybody laughs. All right, start over.
Yeah.
We can just you can't start over. Count down. You mess that punchline up. That's it.
It's over.
Yeah. So it's definitely
like
different.
Your tone of voice has to be right when you're telling a joke. It just
everything. You have to set it up. The mood has to be right. You got to clear your mind. Biggest thing is clearing your mind with me. When I first started, I would see these comics. They'd all just hang out in one room. They're laughing and cracking jokes with each other. Ain't nobody getting ready. Oh, you next. You just walk right on stage and go do his thing. I'm like, what? Not me. I need to go prepare. You tell me I'm next, I'm gonna go in another room, I'm gonna meditate, I'm gonna say a prayer, I'm gonna talk about it, I'm gonna go over my punchlines, I'm gonna get ready. I hadn't gotten nervous in years until I started doing stand-up, and it was fun to get that adrenaline because it just locks me in. I just gotta know I gotta slow down because as you can tell, I talk really fast sometimes.
Yeah, you really do. I'm trying to keep up. I'm over here trying to keep up.
Yeah, exactly. So you're telling a joke, you can't talk too fast and run past words, not be heard or not enunciate or not pronounce. So all of those things factor in, and it's been fun, man. I'll be honest with you. When I first started with the nerves and the energy, I would curse a lot and I would talk too fast. So I had to learn to slow that down. And then some dude said, "Hey, man, we need you for this clean comedy show coming up." I'm like, "Wait a minute!" But when I get on stage, you know what I'm saying? For some reason,
make sure they told you it was clean.
They told me it was clean, but it was easy, man. I sat down and it was like doing radio or doing, Jimmy Kimmel or something live. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just know it's a different part of the brain. And it was fun, man, because they said if you need profanity in order to be funny, then you're not really funny. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So yeah, it's been a hell of a journey. I'm excited.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on your new venture.
Thank you.
Congratulations, you got to show. So what other cities have you done? Out here touring?
So we started in San Antonio. I've done from San Antonio. We didn't do Houston yet. Actually, we did.
Well, Houston is tomorrow.
We did. Houston is tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to do Houston. We did Dallas twice.
Okay.
Virginia. We did a few shows out in Virginia. And a lot of Texas spots. We do a little bit. New Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
and a couple spots around. Midland, we've been there a few times. Coming up, we've got New Orleans. We have
that's in August, right? I saw
August,
that.
New Orleans. We got Charlotte coming out, North Carolina. The 23rd is Charlotte. New Orleans is the 28th. I believe we're doing Texarkana on the 31st. We got San Diego. We got Phoenix. And I'm going back to Virginia. I'm excited about going back to Virginia. Do another clean show on one night, and the next night I'm gonna put all the curse words back in that I didn't get to do the night before.
So how do you feel about the clean show?
It's great. It is better. It's kind of funny too because I do music as I segue into this. And when I started doing music, it was interesting because my father was a singer from the 70s. The song that we played to start this interview,
yes.
That was his most famous song, Everybody Plays the Fool. So we sampled it at the beginning, and then shout out to Keys Ellis, who's one of the best, dopest producers, unsung heroes. He's done a lot of really good stuff, man. He's just really, he needs his break, you know what I mean? So he hit me up like, yeah, man, I got some beats, and I did this song for your father, man. You need to hear this. When I heard it, I said, finally. Because no one's been able to really do justice to his music since he's passed other than himself.
Right.
So there's the song that he was actually most famous for, Everybody Plays the Fool. You know, as a musician, you don't know what's gonna be your hit.
Right.
So
it can be unexpected.
Right. So you do music, sometimes the label tells you do a song like this, that's what you do. You do your personal song that, maybe when you have vocal range, you have to do something that you would consider maybe corny or basic, you know, which was this Everybody Plays the Fool song as far as he was concerned. He sang on it, he did his thing, and it was what it was, but it was catchy, it was a tune, and boom, and it was a hit. So when he performed it live, at the end of every performance, he would break it down and have them do like some runs and some riffs at the end to show people his real vocal range and the talent that he has as a singer. And I always thought that was interesting because if you play the song, you never get to hear that version. But if you see him perform it live, you always see at the end, boom, boom, break it down, boom, boom,
right.
bam, and it hits this long run, and you're like, right?
Yeah.
So when I did this song called Legacy to pay homage to my father, a lot of the lyrics in the first verse, I'm talking about my brother. A lot of people don't know Cuba Jr. is my brother, and believe it or not, and then when they connect the dots and they hear these lyrics, they go, oh man, okay, you know, this is a legacy that's been passed on, you know, and there's a 10-year gap between us. But I wanted to make sure that there was a part of the song that took that excerpt from when he would perform live and just highlight it. So, you know, you got this song and it's moving. I heard you when you came on, you said, okay, yeah, the beat's rocking. And then we just cut the beat out and we let him do that riff.
Yeah,
and then after the riff,
I thought it was a song from back in the day. That's why I asked.
Yeah, he was like, which one you want? Yeah, it's like, when did you do this? Yeah,
yeah, but it came out this year. It sounds like something from way back in the day.
Exactly. The beginning of the song is a song from the 70s. That's why it looks so, doesn't sound. And then when the beat drops, you say, okay, this is something more current. And then after that riff, if you play it again, you'll see there's another verse after that, which people always say is their favorite part of the verse. Or the song, I should say. And then I sent another song to you called Work to Do, which is funny because my father had a song called Work to Do.
Yeah.
So this was my remix of it. Of the song. Mm-hmm. And but the thing about this song, which is interesting, is I remember the first thing, you know, I also do, like I said, you know, obviously I do rap and hip hop. And I would come out on stage with him when he used to perform, and he would do the old version of Work to Do and just would put a beat on. I would just freestyle. Me and I had a whole group, so a couple of us, we'd all just rap random stuff. I couldn't tell you one word we said, but it was all freestyle, just off the top of the dome.
Yeah.
And so now when I redid this, now that I'm a father, every time my kids, you know, where are you going and how long, when you gonna be back, I tell their mama, play this song. And they go, oh, put daddy's song on. Yeah, Work to Do.
So that's for the kids.
It's for my kids, not the kids.
Your kids. Okay.
I think it's kind of like halfway explicit, but I think I pulled back on the profanity on this one because I know they be listening to it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, but it's a fun journey. And when it comes to music, when I started off as well, we would have to compete. Now, when you're in LA, they had like this Budweiser, it was a Budweiser Superfest, and it was all the hip hop groups around, but they told us we couldn't curse. And I was like, okay, how do you sound hard and compete with these other rappers without cursing? And we found a way to do it to the point to where when we would get on stage and perform, people didn't realize we weren't cursing. They just get on stage like, man, shit was hard, you know, and then like, you just swear it all, how do you pull that off, you know? And then we kind of fell into that groove. And when we tried to get a record deal, we sat in front of John Sally, of all people. He had a record deal back in the day, or a company, I should say. And he listened to us and we performed and everything. He said, yeah, I can tell y'all don't do no swear runs. We didn't know what that means. We never even heard of that before. Like,
what is a swear run?
That's what he said. He's like, y'all weren't cursing at all. I was like, no. He said, well, y'all should do gospel. He's like, all right, thank you for your time. We'll see you later.
Oh, so no gospel.
No gospel, man, because, you know, the thing, and my knock against gospel is, even if you are God-fearing and you're a Christian and you have a message and you have strong beliefs, if you do the music for people that already are in the same lane, then you're not really helping or saving anybody. So I'm like, I don't want to be pigeonholed just there. Even if I do have a message, or if I do want to get something across, and I'm always thoughtful. I write all my lyrics, and I want everybody to hear it. I don't want it to just be over here. Especially if I'm trying to save some people, if I'm trying to, you know, quote unquote preach or kick some knowledge about something. But then these people going, yeah, we know. It's like, no, all right, let me tell somebody it may help. You know what I mean? So that's why I never really steered towards that. So anyway, so then when we got into the 20, you know, they told me they wanted me to do a clean show. It was just kind of like, okay, yeah, well, then let's be funny without thinking you have to curse. I mean, for me, the reason why I curse on stage is because when they see me on TV, I'm not cursing for the most part. All the sitcoms are not, so it's kind of fun when you see, oh man, because that's how it was for me. Now, the first actual sitcom that I was a star on was Hanging with Mr. Cooper. The lead was Mark Curry. Mark Curry is one of the best comedians, most underrated, unsung hero. He wrote for everybody. Cat Williams spoke about him on his interview when he talked about how other comedians, so I won't rehash that, but other comedians stole jokes from him and so forth and so on. And I had a conversation with him a while,
with Cat
a couple weeks, no, with Mark Curry.
With Mark Curry.
And when I talked to Mark, it was kind of cool. He's like, hey, you doing stand-up now? That's great, man. You know, if you need some punch-up or some, you know, anything, any type of help on rewrites, let me know. Matter of fact, how does your set start go? And I was like, and I just started telling him, and I told him my first joke, and he listened. He didn't laugh, he just listened and went, okay, so what you should say is this instead of that. And right when he said that, I started laughing like, wow. Like, the notes he had for me changed it so much. Just a few little words. He's like, say this instead of that. And then he said, why? Because you want to do this and you want to appeal to people this way and so forth and so on.
So he knows the science behind comedy.
Yeah. I said, this dude's a genius. So I've been calling him every other day for the yes, I'm trying to write this. I need you to know.
We out here.
We out here. We need you out here with us. But it's been dope. So just when I watched him transition from being on set and being hilarious, and then I watched him perform live and was like, this ain't even the same dude. And it was fun for people that watched him as well on TV, and then they hear him and he's cursing, he's talking about just about anything. He didn't curse a whole lot, but just being more street, just being a little more, you know, with it, to the point where it was a fun treat for people to see that other side. So that's kind of like why I keep profanity in it. But I do love the clean shows, because then it's just more, it expands a little bit more, makes it a little more funny.
All ages.
Mm-hmm, that part.
Yes. So you have a movie coming out called News Cycle. Tell us about that.
Yes, really excited, man. Shout out to my man Roger Green Jr. He's one of the writers. He started off as a rapper and a writer for Bad Boy and a lot of other great artists. And he just recently started doing movies, right? He said, I got this film, and you're one of my brothers, so I want you to take a read and let me know if you want to help me out with it. And it's hard not to give away too much, but it's based on a news room that gets taken hostage, and the characters and the development and the storyline and the arcs and whatnot. Like, I was reading this thing like this. Who wrote this for you? Basically, I didn't want to insult him. I'm like, I've known you for years, but you didn't write this. Like, I've read a lot of scripts, bro.
Yeah.
And then who do you want me to play? And I was like, oh, you wrote this with me in mind. Okay, all right, I see where you're going with this. He's like, nah, bro, I thought about you at the last minute. I was like, well, whatever this is, I can't wait. And we filmed it out in Atlanta.
Oh, y'all already filmed it?
Yeah, no, we finished it in Atlanta. It was a few weeks of filming, and then more on the post-production side. Because after you finish it, the real work is afterwards.
You gotta edit it.
You know what I mean? A lot of things you see on Tubi, they don't spend enough time in the editing room. You know what I'm talking about?
What's wrong with Tubi?
Ain't nothing wrong with Tubi, man. Cut the checks. I also got a comedy show on Tubi.
Yeah, shout out to Tubi.
Shout out to Tubi, man. Keep running it up. Keep running it up. If y'all ain't seen that, I got so many things to talk
I'm
about.
on
I don't know where to start.
Tubi.
They don't know I'm on Tubi too.
Yeah.
So, well, remind me to tell you about my comedy show on Tubi
Okay,
as well.
okay.
But so the movie, we're just now finishing it up, and we'll see
Okay.
where it goes. But with the actors, with the talent in it, with the writing, and the fact that he's a musician and we all submitted music to it, this is going to be a well-rounded project.
Oh, so your music is in this movie too?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I wrote a song
Come on,
specifically.
soundtrack.
Well, come on now, soundtrack. I wrote a song specifically for this joint that Mondo Beats did, and no, it's crazy. It's
News
crazy.
cycle. So
News
when
cycle.
should we expect this to come out?
It'll be before the year is out, but you
Okay.
definitely know if you follow me, I will definitely be pumping the hell out of this one because this is one I'm proud of. But yeah, and then keep riding with Tubi, which all kind of wraps back into the comedy. When I started my comedy room in LA, I decided to bring a film crew out, and what we did is it's called Funny AF Comedy Show, right? So to ensure that it's funny AF, we would have about 10, 11, 12 comics come out per show. We would let them rock. It's a long show. People got, no, it was like a comedy marathon. You came out to my show in LA.
You gonna laugh.
You get there at 8, it starts at a black 8 till around 8:45.
You gonna be there till 1
And we there till
o'clock in the
2,
morning.
we don't
2
shut
o'clock in
down
the
till
morning.
2.
Oh yeah.
But it's humor till about 12:31, and then we let the DJ spin, blah, blah, blah. But we took all that content, and then we just chose the best out of the 10. So it's not like here's these 4 people and hope they're funny. No, we made sure.
Yeah.
If they weren't funny enough, we took somebody from the next show and put them on. So every episode of Funny AF Comedy Show on Tubi is hilarious. It's funny AF. It's funny as fuck. I'm just saying because I literally handpicked everyone too. I said, no, you want to send it to me and let me look at it. Okay, this one there, no, they ain't gonna make it. Let me, ooh, she's funny. Yes, okay, put that on there. Boom, boom, boom. And that's streaming right now. So yeah, check that out.
So we can
got
watch
7.
Funny AF.
Funny
so make
AF.
sure y'all look that up on Tubi.
Look that up on Tubi. There's about 7 episodes on there.
Okay, all right, Mr. Omar.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So let's circle back. So
All right.
I know a lot of people want me to ask this. So tell us about what was it like being on Baby Boy? Because that movie still comes on. It's still very relevant. Even in college, we studied that movie in class.
It's so funny you say that. And I told you that. I think
Tell
I said
us
this
about
off camera.
that.
Yeah, it was 24 years ago. We did that in 2000, right? So
Yes.
I did a comedy show in Arkansas 2 years ago, and it was near Philander Smith HBCU, and he said, "Why don't you come by and talk to some of the kids?" I'm like, "You know who I am, 19, 20-year-olds, like, you know what I mean? Like my stuff I did back in the 90s, mainly, you know what I mean? And then like some stuff here and there, but like these cats, they worried about the other stuff." And I'm like, "No, they come on and say, man, it was lined up." And they was quoting Baby Boy. And I'm like, you know that movie older than you, right? These kids was 19, 20 years old, and the movie damn near 24 years old. How do you know about it? They unstable creatures. And their face would light up, and it would take me back to, honestly, that's kind of how it's been for the last 24 years, especially in our community where I go. I might go and sit around a bunch of white folk and they be like, who is this nigga? But if I'm with any people of color, they know the movie. Shout out to BET. Now the filming of it was dope. I mean, my journey was, I'm a comedian doing sitcom in the 90s. And if you know of these shows, The Hanging with Mr. Cooper's, The Family Matters, The Full House, and The Martins and all that. So these type of shows, black people are very animated. It's like used to call it vaudeville. We're kind of putting a box on what we were as actors, like Jaleel White, poor Jaleel White. He could never shake Urkel. Just no matter what he did, we always saw him with them glasses. Take the glasses, put your glasses back on, Urkel. That's Urkel forever. But he's well compensated, so don't even feel too bad for him. But when John Singleton called me with this script, it definitely changed my life. What he said was, to my mom, who was my manager at the time, I made one of your sons a movie star. I'd like to make your other son a movie star as well.
Tell us who his other son?
Oh, it's a guy named Cuba Jr.
Tell us.
Just a little movie star, just a little something, just a little Oscar. But it was dope, man. So when what that did for me and my career was now I'm accepted. It didn't matter how well I did at an audition back then before Baby Boy. If I didn't have the right credits, they would go with somebody else. They went through a whole era where they were just hiring rappers for all of our roles.
Right.
It was a Ja Rule, nigga, really? He was the lead, nigga, like, you know, and it didn't matter how well I did. They were like, man, he killed that audition. Yeah, okay, now who they go with? I don't know, they gave it to one of the Wayans. Like, what, why? Because he had a name, or because this and that, or because he was a rapper, or so forth and so on.
So you think Baby Boy helped pivot?
Absolutely. Now, after that, even having that as something they could look at, or something they can bring up, they say, oh yeah, bring him in. Oh, he did that, Baby Boy? Okay, cool. And offers, you know, audition, yeah. I loved auditioning. King of the audition room. I was always trying to find a way to be creative, you know. I would always give advice about this, but it's kind of changed now. I mean, not so much. Well, it has because of the pandemic. Pandemic has shown that there are a lot of these businesses that don't need 12 people in the same room. A lot of people can work from home. A lot of things can be done remotely now. Yes. So the auditioning, live auditioning is kind of stopped. It's slowed down. It's there, but it's not like it was. Back in the day, I'm like, man, I'm king of the room. I love walking in the room. And I get to, I'm talking to him, her, love the boo, let's talk about this, blah, blah, blah. Everybody is personable. They're like, oh, I like this guy. And that's the thing that people don't understand when you're auditioning for something. You're auditioning to be around somebody for weeks, months, maybe even years. So what do they want? They want to know that you're somebody they like to be around. Yeah. Are you fun? Are you funny? Are you engaging? Do you smell good? You know? Are you this, that, and the third? They go to the casting couch, you know, women that do a little something extra. Okay, I want to work with her. Like, you know what I mean? Didn't matter about your talent, you know? So now, like I said, now it's different. Now you just got to sell yourself in this box. And if they like it, then you get the call back and so forth and so on. So I'm like, I'm glad I'm past that era now. I'm not just offer only. But with the Saturday show, we did audition Zoom, and I was like, okay, Zoom I can do, because at least I'm interacting with you at the same time. I can talk and I can feel your feedback. So you prefer in-person audition? Absolutely. If it's like a tape. Yeah, that's just me. Yeah. That's just me. I'm talking to other actors. I'm like, I love it. You can just do it 1,000,000 times in the office and send the best one. I'm like, who got time for 1,000,000 times? Like, you know, it's something about the now. It's live. And being you got boom, yes, you got one shot to make your first impression. Now I'm sitting at home and I can just redo it. Because
you never know how many times they reshot it. Right.
Yeah. So it's fun.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, do you have any advice for any upcoming comedians, rappers, or actors?
Yeah, I mean that's a lot. That's a lot.
That's what you do. I had to name everything.
For one, I know, right? So, well, I mean, I have a lot of different type of advice. I mean, it's kind of funny. I touched on it with the audition thing and how you sell yourself. We won't go back over that. I mean, mainly it is my main advice for anybody that's just starting out is don't settle, don't compromise, don't compromise your beliefs, don't compromise who you are, don't think that you have to because this is your one and only shot. That's a lot of things. That's the main reason a lot of people go down the wrong path. You know, like, I didn't want to do it, but they said I had to. Who's they? You know, I do a lot of interviews. I did a long interview the other day, but I got pretty heated. And I'm just talking to myself. It wasn't like I was debating with the interviewer or anything. Yeah. But they asked me about what happened to those kids in the Nickelodeon. And being a father, it infuriates me because what they told us was their parents didn't have a choice. And I think it's just bullshit. Like, what business ever in life, unless we're fucking slaves and they're chaining and snatching your child out of your arms, is it that you don't have a choice on what happens with your child? Oh, he's gonna come over here with us, but you're not allowed.
Absolutely not.
What? That doesn't make sense to me. Explain to me. I got the 7-year-old, 4-year-old, but trying to take them somewhere where I can't go. You know what I mean? Now, if you sent them somewhere on a trip and they're gone, or they overnight slept somewhere, that's your fault already. And then what happened there, you have no control over. Fine. But you telling me they took him somewhere and you were not allowed to supervise what happened? That's insane. So always question. You know, they say, oh, you didn't have a choice. What's the choice? Whatever they were gonna do is your choice. Fire you? Okay, then get another job. You know, the little kid should be working anyway. Get your ass a job. You know what I'm saying? But that's just that one spectrum. Even in adults though. You know, don't say, you know, I didn't want to, put on the wig, the lipstick, the drip. Don't. You know, writers will tell you, well, this is what we wrote for you. I said, all right, well, give me the scenario, and I bet you I can make it funny with words without having to dress a certain way, or fall down, or run into a door handle, or get smacked over the head. Oh, no, that's funny, is it? I bet you I can find a way to make it funny without you making me a stunt that threw my arm out or something. You know what I mean? So never settle. Never settle. That's your advice. That's it. It's never compromise. Your beliefs, never morals, none of that. Because there's always, if it's meant to be, then God has something special for you. So just wait.
Amen. Okay, so remind us about the tour and tell us how can we keep up with
Yes.
Mr. Omar Gooding
That's
on
it.
social media.
Omar Gooding. I'm easy to find at Omar Gooding on Instagram. My middle name is Miles, which is the name of my youngest son. OMG. That's so quick, so fast. So on TikTok, I'm Omar Miles Gooding. Okay. And I'll be more into TikTok lately. I'm just, especially with the kids now. My kids are wild. They're like, man, you gotta put your kids in it. I'm like, no, I've been holding off, man. I just started when I was 9. And entertainment is a forever job.
Yes.
We don't retire at a certain age.
Entertainment industry. Since how old are you now?
47. I'll be 48 in 2 months. So
happy early birthday.
Thank you. Libra gang.
All right.
And I'm actually going to be performing at a SplatCon event, which is a Nickelodeon kind of a Comic-Con new thing that they're doing. And they're inviting all the people from Nickelodeon, and we all going to get together and see who still got it.
Okay. The OGs from Nickelodeon.
OGs from the OGs, you know.
Okay.
So that's gonna be fun. But you can follow me online, and I keep everything posted. I got the We Out Here comedy tour. You can watch Funny AF comedy on Tubi.
Shout out to Tubi.
Shout out Tubi. I mean, look, I just talk crap about Tubi. You put my name in Tubi right now, you think I own half of Tubi.
Okay.
I'm in about 75 movies. People say, what happened to that movie, The Dark Table? I'm like, I don't ever even remember doing no movie called The Dark. I sure was in there. How much they paid me? I did one scene. They got me on the cover. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Right.
These people, they cold-blooded. We gonna get it together. They gonna, they got to figure out their special effects and things. But for the most part, you can't knock the hustle. I'm proud of all my people doing something positive. And just keep doing it, man. Keep following your boy. I got a lot more for you.
All right. We're gonna wrap this interview up. Thank you for coming, and we're gonna play